Today, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to talk to you about Marvel's Punisher, the character, the anti-hero, the vigilante anti-hero from Marvel Comics, first appearing in Amazing Spider-Man 129 way back in 1974. I'm going to talk to you today about 5 of the Punisher's greatest hits. Now, you may have your favorites, many people do. I'm going to hit you with 5 of mine, and you can agree or disagree, but here we go. Number 1, Punisher versus Daredevil. I'm going to start with Punisher in the pages of Daredevil 183 and 184. Punisher comes into conflict with Daredevil for the first time. They trade punches, and the Punisher more than holds his own against everyone's favorite Hell's Kitchen Man Without Fear. Through the course of this story, we see the exchange back and forth as Daredevil is able to get one up on the Punisher, but the Punisher is rapidly able to get one up on Daredevil, both in close quarter combat and at range with his firearms, proving that he is an incredibly dangerous gun-wielding vigilante. Number 2, Punisher versus Captain America. I go to the pages of Captain America 241. Captain America 241 sees the Punisher carrying on his one-man war on crime, detailing in his war journal and crossing paths and crossing punches with Captain America. A signature moment occurs when Cap throws his shield and the Punisher is able to block the shield with the butt of his own rifle, stomp on it, and stands between Cap and his shield, gun drawn. Captain America's thought bubble response is, "Not one man in 1,000 could have done that." Once again, the Punisher is absolutely mega skilled. Number 3, Punisher versus Daredevil. Moving on to the pages of Daredevil 257 and The Punisher Volume 3, Number 10. Now, once again, Daredevil and the Punisher come into conflict with each other, but this story is uniquely told first from Daredevil's perspective in Daredevil's own comic. The exact same story, the exact same conflict is told from the Punisher's point of view in Number 10 of his own book. Now, the consequences end up being the same, with Daredevil getting the best of the Punisher, but it's interesting to see how different the Punisher sees this fight going. Number 4, Punisher versus Daredevil, is in the pages of Daredevil versus the Punisher, Ways and Means, written and illustrated by Dave Lapham. This story gives us a gritty, realistic crime drama, but once again, the Punisher, with his views on the war on crime, which include lethal violence, and Daredevil's very, very different take, the two characters are brought into conflict again, this time with a family caught in the crosshairs between the two battling heroes and the gritty street crime that surrounds them. Lots of interesting interpersonal character development, especially read the Punisher's thoughts on fighting with Daredevil and how he feels the need to quickly win, because if he doesn't, there's the nerve punch I thought was coming. And so once again, Daredevil manages to get one up on the Punisher, but it's not a complete and total clean victory, and you have to wonder at the end of the story who really won here. Number 5, Punisher versus Night Thresher, is from the pages of the New Warriors comic from 1990. Within 3 issues of the New Warriors, issues 7, 8, and 9, the Punisher is brought into conflict with the de facto leader of the New Warriors, Night Thresher. Also involved is a character created by Fabian Nicieza in the pages of Daredevil, the Bengal. The Bengal is stalking a priest who was formerly a Vietnam-era soldier. Punisher is coming after that priest for different reasons, and Night Thrasher has been brought in to protect the priest from Bengal and thus coming into conflict with the Punisher. By the time the story is fully resolved, we are all on the same page, but there is a moment where the Punisher finds himself on the other end of what it's like when a hero is willing to cross lines and use much more violent means to contend with their opponents. Night Thrasher idolizes the Punisher, and Night Thrasher is not against using extremely dangerous and even lethal means. And where the Punisher has put so many resources into his arsenal, into his combat van, Night Thrasher has put those resources into his personal armor and his personal weapons. And by the end of their first conflict, the Punisher is thinking, you know what? I'm going to stop making fun of that kid's skateboard because it's really effective right now. So those are my views on Punisher's 5 greatest hits. There are so many other things that you could also read. The Punisher Circle of Blood limited series from the 1980s, 1985. Certainly the appearances in Amazing Spider-Man. Look for the Punisher's very first appearances, his conflict with Jigsaw, his conflict with Hitman, the Round Robin Sidekick's Revenge. So many excellent Punisher stories. What are your favorites? I'm Troy David, and thank you for joining us.